Okay, so I know this video's kind of been all over the place uh, with the meat chickens, the seed starting, the whole 9 yards. Like I said, we've got a lot going on. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Swift Family Farm. I'm Jason, and spring is here, but it don't feel like it. We've got today is opening day for Little League, so we've got that. I want to show you a little something that we picked up from some people that are live here locally. Weren't able to keep their chickens anymore, so we got a couple few buff Orpingtons here. We put them in here so they could get oriented with everybody here a little bit, getting ready to let them loose. Oh yeah, y'all say good morning. What's you doing, girl? Hey, what are you doing, old piglet? What you doing, Lunabuzz, old Lunabuzz? Yeah. Hey, Cinnamon. So anyway, it's Easter weekend as well. So we hope you all have a very blessed Resurrection Sunday on tomorrow. And without the resurrection of Jesus Christ, we don't have salvation. And yeah, it's all in vain. He rose up that third day so he could go up into heaven and intercede for us. He defeated death, and praise God for that. But anyway, we hope you all have a good weekend, and yeah, stay tuned. We'll bring you guys along for our day today and possibly tomorrow. All right, so Little League opening day was a success. It was probably one of the best days of Little League opening day that we've had in a while. And so it was a bit of a madhouse with 4 kids playing and this, that, and the other. So I didn't really get to film that much. It's the next day, so Sunday. Of course, we're just getting back from church. And it was an awesome day being at church, which every Sunday is, or every time we go is. But anyway, just as a reminder for us that that believe in Jesus Christ and what he did on this earth and his resurrection. It's without the resurrection and him being raised from the dead, we don't have any salvation. But anyway, I haven't really showed you guys any of this, but we got our meat. I may have said it in the previous video, but we got our meat birds in. They're a little big. They're a couple weeks old now, and I am in the coop mansion. This is an old camper that we got, and we had the meat chickens, and I'll show you. I'll post a picture right here. We had the meat chickens in the house in a pack and play for little babies, little kids. And that worked out pretty good, except for the fact that we ordered 50, and half of those, 25 of those, were for our friend Thomas. And since they were going on vacation, they weren't able to keep the baby chicks at their place. So anyway, I said, well, we'll just keep them here, raise them here, and that'll probably be easier on them. But anyway, that pack and play was good for really about a week and a half, maybe a week. But then they started getting kind of big, and then as you know, or you may not know, meat birds, the Cornish cross, they're 8 weeks till they are ready to process. So they are fast growing chicken. So that means they almost double in size every couple days. Seems like, anyway. Maybe not totally true, but anyway, these are 2 weeks old, and well, anyway, let me show you. So they're 2 weeks old. I had them in the pack and play, and they were in there for 2 weeks, and it was just too crowded in there for them. But anyway, I came out here to the camper that we're going to convert to a chicken coop, and I blocked a section of it off, which is going to be for the chicken coop as well, and just brought them out here. We've got some heat for them. That is not ideal for the heat, but it's all I got right now. We normally use the whatever they call those panels, those heat panels for our baby chicks, but those aren't big enough to go in here, and we're using them for our other baby chicks. So anyway, just to give you a little bit of an idea, I mean, you can kind of see that chick in my hand, how big it is. That's 2 weeks old. So it is a right big fella. Some of them are even bigger than that. Like this one. I mean, that one you can definitely tell. I think that's probably a rooster. It means that he's as big as he is. But yeah. Some of them are bigger, but this definitely gives them a lot more room to run around. And I only need them in here at the most 2 weeks. We'll set up our electric netting, and so we'll set up the electric netting outside. We've got a 100-foot Premier One. We showed you guys that, and so that's what we're going to set up and use for them. The chicken tractor that I got was probably big enough for the 25 chickens that we were going to raise, but not for all 50. We actually have 49. One did die early on. But so Cog Hill, Jason Smith at Cog Hill Farms, if you're not following him, check him out. They've got a really awesome farm, and a lot of cool animals, and do a lot of gardening and flowers and a lot of different breeds of chickens. But go check them out, Cog Hill Farm. But anyway, they, in the past couple, it may have been 3 years ago now, that they moved their farm. And before that, when they were at their old farm, they used to raise meat birds. Well, anyway, his terrain wasn't really set up enough to have a mobile coop. I think he did try it early on, but he just couldn't get it to work like he probably wanted. So what he did is he set up the poultry netting, and then took cattle panels and made like a shelter for them. And anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'll show you guys that when we get ready to do it. But anyway, yeah, this camper was set up in the woods is it's almost kind of gutted a little bit. Maybe not quite gutted, but anyway, there's a lot of stuff in here. It was a little spread out, so I've got it all jam packed in here. And like there's the kitchen area, there's a sink and so forth. There's a bunch of cardboard in here because, like I said, they had it set up as like a hunting cabin, and they took shots at cardboard and stuff. And anyway, we're going to use that back section for storage. And what I'm going to do with this kitchen section is I'm going to, I don't know if I can zoom it out enough. There we go. I'm going to take this kitchen section and turn it into a 2 or a 3 level brooder. I don't know, with that window being there, you can see that. But try to make this a brooder in the area. And back here, I'm going to take and build this wall up, make a door out of it, and I'm going to try to put the nesting boxes so that they're right here on this wall. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to work. Maybe get the door over here, nesting boxes here, or vice versa. But anyway, from those cabinets down, we'll put the roost for the chickens, and then I guess depending on which way we get it in where we're going to finally put it, but kind of like over here, put a door for them to get in and out. But anyway, I think this is going to work pretty good for the meat birds right now. Like I said, I only need them in here another week, maybe 2. We'll see how it goes after next week. So that's exciting. 8 weeks, hopefully 8 or 9 weeks, we'll be able to process them, and we'll bring you guys along for that. All right, so here's the pack and play. I put some cardboard down and just layered it with newspaper and then put the shaving on, but you can see how kind of nasty it got. I just stuck this in there so I can get it outside. But anywho, it's probably right much for 50 chickens. Probably good when we first brought them home, or if we're gonna do 10 or so, but not so much 50. But anyway, get this dumped, cleaned up, put away. Alright guys, so here's our tomato plants, and you can see how they're kind of getting a little long and leggy. Some of that soil is starting to dry out a little bit. You can see some shrinkage. I'm gonna go ahead and trim these back, so I've only got 1 plant. See, this one has 4. This one 2, 2, 2, 2. Some of them 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and thin those out a little bit. And the way I'm gonna do that is just by a pair of scissors, and just simply snip them off. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see that one right there has 3. 1, 2, 3. This one's a little long and leggy and crooked. I'm gonna cut that one. This one's kind of right in the center, so I'm gonna take and cut that one away. I'm not gonna try to separate these, simply because so you can see I got a little one right there, and that one right there is kind of long. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut that one. Although I'm half tempted to keep this one. I don't know. Let's experiment. Let's get rid of these 2. And let's keep that smaller one, and let's just see how it does. It's got a little bit thicker stem to it, but this one, you know, cut that one. I'm probably gonna cut that one. You want to kind of try to keep the weaker ones of the bunch. So you see there's 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Trim those. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do throughout the whole thing, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. Okay, so I've got all of these thinned out. Tried to clean up as much as I could, but anyway, I had 100% germination out of these 72 cells, which is pretty good. I did have one right there that I was laying down a little bit and I accidentally pulled it up. But anyway, 72, see, over 72 seeds, because I trimmed off more than one out of every single one of them. So 100% germination, that's pretty good. We'll keep these under the lights and see how they end up doing. Okay, so here are our squash, zucchini, eggplant. Eggplant is not coming up as quick as I thought. I mean, you can see them just starting to come up. There's some are squash or spaghetti squash. Coming up nicely. Let's see, how many did I not have come up with the... Looks like I got 1, 2. That one looks like it's starting to. You can kind of see it down in there. 3, 4. About 4 of the squash and zucchini together not come up. I think we've got some spaghetti squash still coming. You can see it barely breaking the ground. I need to water them, so I'm gonna do that. Don't need to thin these. Yeah, they're looking pretty good too. So again, like I mentioned in the first video with their seed starting, I've just got a cup here full of water, and I am just gonna lift it up, and you can see it's dry in there. And I am going to, I'm not gonna fill it up. Yeah, it's a little bit better. But I'm just gonna lift that up and put about 16, 20 ounces in there. And that should be good. They'll be able to get the water from the bottom, and that'll help them all grow. All right, so here's these. They're coming up nice. These, not so much. Now, I don't remember what this is, but I marked it 3 dots, so it's the 3rd tray. These do need to be thinned out. I don't remember what they are, and I don't remember what we planted over here, but I've got my handy dandy little tray here. So my tray 3, the first 3 rows, row 1, because then my pickles start at row 4. So first 3 rows are cucumbers. So 1, 2, 3. Those are my cucumbers. The burpless cucumbers. So then, starting at row 4, I've got my pickled cucumbers. And again, 3 rows of those. 1, 2, 3. So all of these are cucumbers. these 6 rows. What isn't growing are my red peppers, my green peppers, and my orange peppers. So what I need to do, I think, is get a heat mat under this tray, and maybe not under the entire thing, maybe just this section, to warm that soil up. Soil looks a little dry, so I'm going to water them. I'm going to thin these out, and again, I'm going to put a heating pad under here because I know peppers in general like heat. So even though they haven't germinated and it's been 8 days since we did it, 8 or 9 days, they'll still germinate. So they just need the right conditions. They need some heat. So I'm going to thin my cucumbers here and water them as well. All right, I've got those all thinned out, so there's only 1 stalk coming up per cell. And so you might be asking, why would you do that? You could separate that and have, twice as many plants. Well, the reason I don't is because I want the single ones to be strong and have all their energy put into to growing. And what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll look at the stems and I'll look at the leaves. If the leaves look a little yellow, I cut them. If the stems look real thin and real wiggly, I cut them. It's just a judgment call on which ones. But if the stem is real white or yellow and real thin, I cut those. If the leaves, if there's 2 or 3 coming up, I pick the darkest leaf and leave that one. It's just personal preference. You can leave them in there, and that's fine. Then you can separate them out and you can have 2 plants. You do risk a little bit. There is a little bit of risk there that the one or both aren't going to survive, but that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. If that works for you, most cases, by all means, go for it. Try it on some of your plants if you haven't done it that way. But that's just what we do. So anyway, we're gonna get these bad boys watered, and we're gonna put them back in there under the light. The light's getting ready to cut off. I have that set on a timer, so it cuts on at 8 o'clock during the day, in the morning, and then it cuts off at 8 o'clock at night. So anyway, that's getting ready to cut off. But you can see right here how those leaves are a little bit yellow, and then these leaves are a little bit more green. You can see it really good right there. That's what you want to cut. Now, I don't know which one of those I cut. I may have picked that. Well, that one you can clearly see there was only 1 plant. Okay, so that's why that one stayed. Nope, I said a total lie. There's that one. So there must have been another reason why I cut that one. But anyway, there's one in there now. I don't always like how these get real long, but it happens to me every year. Most of the time they still do pretty well. Once they get to a certain point, we'll go ahead and transfer them to some bigger cups is what I use. All right, so we'll get these watered up, and need to get some heat on these, so we're going to get a heat pad under those. Okay guys, so here's our pepper plants. You can see I've got 1 little pepper plant coming up, but I don't like this tray. This is not like the other ones. look how dry these are and how wet those are. I'm not liking that very much. I'm gonna go ahead and individually water these from the top. Got 2 over here. I don't know, guys. It might be a bust on this. I'm just not sure this tray is sitting all the way down, and I'm just not sure it's real effective. So I don't know what to do. Don't know. I don't think my heating pad is working quite right. Don't know. I might need to see if I can find another bottom that this will fit in. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Hold tight. I'm gonna run out and see what I got. All right, so I got 3 more trays, and I'm gonna put these in one of them and see if it fits any better. So hold tight. Okay, so I tried all of them, and none of them seem to. It seems to fit. It wants to. One thing I noticed about this is these are real shallow, so the heat's just not getting to, because I have this one on a heating pad and the heat's just not getting to the bottom. I know that's what it is. So I don't know, guys. We might have to start over with the pepper plants. I don't know. That's a lonely little one right there. I think we're just gonna have to start over. I don't wanna. Anywho, see what happens. Okay, guys, I wanted to give you a little update here. You saw how my eggplant weren't coming up very well, but look at that. Coming on up now. And so these pepper plants, don't mind some of the cells are dried out, I understand that. But I set these on the counter. I wasn't even gonna do it. I was gonna redo them. But look, these are my pepper plants. I said they're not gonna do anything. I'm gonna redo them all. Look at them coming up now. Give them a shot and see what they do. Still haven't gotten these to come up. I don't know what the deal is with them. They need some water. Anyway, little update. Okay, so I know this video's kind of been all over the place. With the meat chickens, the seed starting, the whole 9 yards. Like I said, we've got a lot going on. But here's another project that we got started on, kind of doing it in the evenings, and we're expanding. Well, maybe not expanding. Well, we are expanding, but we are also adding a pig pen. So anyway, I'll show you guys that. All right, so let's back out here. All right, so here's the back side of our goat barn, but we're adding this 32 by by 16 area for the pigs that we have. And so you can see back there we've got posts, and it ties in over there in that corner of the goat pen. And then another post here and another post here. So we're adding, I use the landscape timbers as posts because they're cheaper than fence posts and they're treated. And the cattle panels work well for the pigs so far. It's not exactly straight, but I got some T-post, and we will get that thing straightened out, hopefully, a little bit anyway. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. We got the gate here. We're gonna get the gate installed now, and then with the gate installed, I'll be able to put this panel in, and I'll get Pumbaa, their male pig, in here so I can start disassembling the garden pen that he is in. And then we'll just do one thing at a time. Alright, so if you look here, my gate is sitting right on the ground. So that tells me that this has to go in further. So that way it'll pull this that way, and which will in turn it'll lift the whole gate up. So anyway, I've got to take this back down. I've got to turn this, I think, a lot. But anyway, yeah, let me just get at it. All right. So got it on there, got it, backed in closer. You can see how this one's not as far in, but it does allow us to open the gate. Now what we have to do is we've got to put another post in right here, so I can get this panel in. May not get to that this evening. It's getting pretty dark out. I know you guys probably can't tell, but anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Maybe we'll show you guys getting the T-post in and getting the pigs in here, because hey, moving pigs is always an adventure. But anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this wacky little everywhere kind of video. I think we covered a lot of stuff, but anyway, if you want to learn how to start seeds inside, go ahead and check out our last video. I'll try to link it up here if I can figure out how to do that, and then if not, I'll put it in the comments below, and you can learn how to start seeds inside. Starting seeds is more effort on your part, but it's a lot cheaper than buying plant starts. So anyway, go check out that video. It's not too late to get started in that. We thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell so you never miss any of our videos. And we'll see you on the next one. God bless.